What's up guys, Noah from Stage 3 and we are back in the shop with our Raptor, and today we're going to be taking a look at some lighting stuff and working on basically removing the current lighting setup that we've got on here in place of putting in some new Baja Designs equipment, which is going to be very cool. But first, let me show you what's going on with the truck currently. So what we've got here in kind of these corner pockets of the bumper is some sort of just cheap eBay light. They're no specific brand, and as you can see, like, they don't mount up super tight. It all kind of wiggles and moves. Then the hardware is kind of rusting, and they're LEDs, so if you look them head on, it seems like they're pretty bright, but when I took this truck for a drive the other night and flicked them on, the distance is not impressive. So these are definitely gonna have to go. In the center kind of mouthpiece of this lower bumper, we've got a 20-inch bar, which is also some sort of mystery equipment. We don't know what brand or where it came from, but you can see that it's not mounted very tight. The brackets don't work super well, and we've actually noticed that when it gets wet, there seems to be some condensation issues, and just like the corner pockets, it also doesn't really have that great of a spread of light. It's pretty bright right in front of the truck, but the distance drops off considerably after a couple of yards, so this will be a good one to replace as well. So around back here, we've got a set of reverse lights that came with this truck, and you can see the lenses are pretty yellowed up. There's definitely some condensation that's almost permanent at this point, and not all of the LEDs even turn on in these, so these are probably the worst culprits as far as crappy lighting is concerned on this vehicle, but we're gonna go ahead and rip those off and probably go for something more flush mount into the bumper. That way we don't have things hanging down that are unnecessary. The first light we've got lined up is this little 20-inch S8 bar from Baja Designs, and as you can see, it's got a nice amber lens on it. It's a combo beam, so it's got a pretty good spread out in front of the truck as far as width is concerned, as well as good distance because it is spot and kind of a wide beam combined. This is going to be excellent for just cutting through the dirt, the dust right on the front of the truck, as well as fog, and really it's a pretty good universal bar that you could use for any application. But we're going to go ahead and put that in the bumper, basically in that lower grille section where it kind of looks like a mouth on the front of the truck. And to do that, we actually got their bracket kit as well. This is a pretty smart little bracket kit that Baja Designs has built because it does work with the S8 obviously, but you can also run an Onyx 6 bar down there or double up S8s with these little adapter pieces that they provide in that set. So we're going to use that to get everything put together there. Next up in the grille, we have this massive 40-inch Onyx 6 bar, which is plenty of light, but this is going to basically tuck in behind the factory grille in that lower section and just allow us to kick on a bunch of forward lighting. This is also sort of a combo beam. You can see the diffused sections as well as the spot sections in the lens, and we chose to just do clear on this for a nice bright white light, and we can kind of alternate between this and the S8 or use both, whatever works best for the situation essentially. But with that bar, we also bought the little bracket kit that goes with it to allow us to adapt it to the grille. This should be another excellent option for a lot of good forward lighting. Now, one of Baja Design's newest offerings is these LP6s. These little guys are great because they are pretty small for what they are, as well as round, which is unique, especially in a world where light bars have become kind of the most popular lighting option. This is more of a classic Baja style. We really like the look of them. We've been super pleased with the LP9s, which are sort of the big brother to these. But what we're gonna do is basically set these up to be pillar mounts. And we have some brackets here from Baja Designs that are going to mount essentially through the hood and come out above it, and this won't impair your ability to open the hood, but it is going to place the light kind of in front of that A pillar, so that way we have sort of this ditch light style like what you'd see on a Jeep. And it should look really nice with a big round kind of LP6 sort of light on there. Now, to finish off the lighting on the front of the truck, we do have some fog light brackets that go in kind of those corner bucket areas of the Raptor bumper, and we have a set of squadrons that we're going to be putting in there as well from Baja Designs. Those unfortunately are still shipping to us at the moment, so they should be here within a day or so, but we don't have them on the bench right this moment. We will get around to getting those installed, and we'll probably try and cut some footage in here once we have them on so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but that'll be a great option wanted to add essentially a fog light to this truck since they don't have any from factory. So then with all of this lighting on the front, we did need to do something to the back, and we really wanted a good reverse light option, especially for dark nights in the woods or on the trails. It can be exceptionally hard to see behind these vehicles. So what we chose to do is these little flush mount S2s. You can see they have a diffused pattern on them, which is going to break up that light a little bit and give us a nice kind of just wide, smooth spread of light right behind the truck where we most need it. And with them being flush mounted into the bumper, we don't have to worry about these things dangling underneath and getting hit or crushed against rocks or whatever when we're off-roading. So this is gonna look nice and perform very nicely for us. Then they also do make a kit that goes with this that allows you to tie it in as a reverse light setup. So we have the wiring and everything for that too. This will probably be an install that our buddy Joe's gonna focus more on because we don't really have the equipment to cut up the bumper here, but we will show you guys and have an install on that once we get it done. Now that we've got all the details out of the way on these lights, one little note, like our previous shop videos that we've done on this Raptor, this is just gonna be kind of a general overview of the installs that we're doing and show you what's going on and how we're putting the truck together. But if you want all the little tiny details on how to actually install these, we will have separate install videos available for you guys, and we will be doing some real reviews down the road once we get a chance to really run these. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and start off with this S8 bar and see if we can get this mounted up in that lower grille. So we finally managed to get everything installed and wired in on our truck. And as you can see, we have even the amber backlighting dialed in with our parking lights, which looks awesome. And everything else is functional and wired into the actual upfitter switches in the cab, which makes it really clean. We didn't have to drill open our dash and throw in a bunch of aftermarket switches. So overall, we're super happy with the end results here. And this is going to be plenty of light for what we need. Now, for those of you guys that keep up with the channel, you know that we always end up going to Northern Arizona, whether it be Williams or Flagstaff, on trips to test out our vehicles. And this truck is no exception. So there will actually be a vlog coming out that's going to show a little bit more detail, or I guess just the actual truck in use with these lights on, to give you guys an idea of what that spread of light looks like, and us kind of running it through the woods and in the snow and the mud and stuff like that, just to really show like what these lights are capable of and really how much they can put up with, because there's not a lot of friendly terrain that we hit that is easy on electronics. If you guys are interested in checking that out, we will put a link in here for when that video goes live so you can take a look at that. Also, don't forget to go down and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the other videos that we're making and the installs that'll be coming out down the road. And with all that being said, as usual, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.